And we are live. Hello, house guests, and welcome to your fourth official Scared and Spared card ceremony of Whodunnit around the world. I am your host, Gavin, Giles, whatever you'd like to call me. Now, tonight, our killers, as always, would like to start tonight by awarding the people who have impressed them the most with their case. And that person is, drumroll please, is Jeff. Congratulations. You are. For the rest of you liars, cheaters, and honest people, the killers would like to inform you of what has passed over your pretty little heads. While I read the killer statement, will everyone please go on mute for clarity's sake? Thank you. To our comrade and chairman, enclosed within this transmission is the execution report of capitalist asset Jamie. Her death was a roaring success at the hands of our tranquilizer darts and at the paws of our gorgeous lioness. We transported the sacrifices to northern Botswana and took them to the Okavango Delta. The staff intercepted the two British civilians working in the small village where you arranged our accommodations. Our journey by Makoro was thankfully without incident. Upon arrival to the village, the San people greeted us and performed several tribal ceremonies. After the festivities concluded, the imperialists retired to the huts the locals had constructed for them. Our work, as you know, was only just beginning. We visited the village's shaman to ensure he had the correct plant for your instructions. To our delight, he did, the kawashi plant. Afterwards, we paid the village's doctor a visit. We made sure his yellow fever vaccine was replaced with 1,000 milliliters of epinephrine. We ensured that he would administer it to the next visitor he received, even if they were a bit inebriated. Agent Artemis retired to bed while Agent Orion sprung into action. He went to Jamie's hut where she was sleeping. He invited Jamie to join him by the fire for a late evening chat. Thinking Agent Orion wasn't one of the immortals, she joined him to the fire. The village's shaman was waiting for them by the fire, waiting for Jamie on top. Waiting to invite Jamie on the trip of a lifetime, a trip on the Kawashi plant. The Agent Orion excused himself while the village's shaman shaved part of Jamie's skull. Agent Orion took the opportunity to go to Jamie's tent where he sprayed all of Jamie's clothes with a perfume of male lion pheromone. Meanwhile, the shaman made several 2-inch long cuts directly in Jamie's scalp. The shaman took the roots of the plant and rubbed them into the bloody scars on Jamie's head, the method indigenous Dobe people used to absorb the hallucinogenic compounds in the plant's roots. Jamie was helpless to the visual hallucinations swirling in her brain. The drug made her unable to resist the village's doctor's suggestions to take the yellow fever vaccine or a full dosage of epinephrine. As you requested, her brain was wired into the early morning. Her heart rate was already racing by the time the safari began, and soon her greedy imperial heart would stop. Jamie was helpless. Oh shit, I just read that. After checking to see if our equipment was stored in the back of the safari vehicle as promised, we set off on dirt roads through the lush floodplains. Once we spotted the female lioness in the fields beyond the dirt path, all the pieces for our hunt were in place. As instructed, the two Brits stopped the safari vehicle and let the mortals get a closer look at the wildlife. The staff also followed their cues. Billy and Becky went off to look at the African buffalo, and Gavin led Jamie and the rest of the mortals back to the lioness. Once the mortals were out of sight, we snatched a tranquilizer gun and bow and arrow from the trunk of the safari vehicle and set off to our marks. Agent Orion replaced the tranquilizer liquid with more epinephrine, a deadly cocktail for someone with an already rapidly beating heart rate. Gavin knew that once the lioness caught wind of Jamie's pheromone perfume, Jamie would be dead meat. The mortals came to the lioness waiting in the marsh just off the dirt path and froze. The lioness, in search of a new mate, caught a whiff of Jamie's clothes and locked eyes with her. The lioness began sprinting at the mortals, causing a stampede back to the vehicle. Their screams were our mark to expunge the other two rats in the pack. Agent Orion took the tranquilizer gun and waited for the mortals to come over the horizon. Agent Artemis took the bow and diamond-tipped arrows, perfect for slicing through flesh, and took aim at the two Brits. Because our identities would be compromised if they witnessed Agent Orion shooting the tranquilizer dart at Jamie's femur, we had to off them. Agent Artemis took her aim and fired the diamond-tipped arrows into each of their necks. Their blood spilled across the safari vehicles, dying like the feeble prey they are. Jamie and the rest of the mortals came into view over the horizon with the lioness in hot pursuit. One glance at Jamie confirmed that her heart rate was accelerating to deadly levels. The combination of the kawashi plant, the epinephrine from the night before, and the stress of being hunted down like an impala on the safari, on the savannah is what that should say, brought Jamie's heart to the brink. All it took was one shot of epinephrine to her femur to send her into cardiac arrest. She collapsed into the ground, dying just before the lioness could rip out her throat. Agent Artemis ditched the bow in a nearby field, and we ran over to the panicked house guests, blending perfectly in. Only 3 crimes remain before we can feel the love tonight, every night. The glory of our country awaits the next sunrise, and the fate of the remaining mortals is about to be sealed. We look forward to receiving your next set of instructions, Chairman. Hakuna Matata, Agent Artemis, and Agent Orion. You may be off mute.
I'm sorry. She was tripping balls? Oh my goodness! I pulled that out of my ass. My drug ass big dumbass was like, fuck it, I'm gonna say she's tripping. Bruh! I'm sorry.
I am dying. Like, I'm probably scared and dying, because, wow.
She was tripping balls! How did I get that? I'm sorry.
Mortals, I have your envelopes with your scared or spared cards. The first person up is SA. SA. You are spared, Kennedy. You're spared, Keaton. You are scared, Ross. You are spared, Gisela. You are spared, Dalton. You are spared, Romeo. You are scared, and Megan.
Oh my god.
You are not scared, you are spared. That is all I have for you tonight. Thank you for joining me. I hope to see all of you again very soon.
Oh my god!